Dolly Parton. A quiet midnight post from Frida Parton, asking the world to pray for her big sister, sent millions of hearts into overdrive. Fans lit candles, timelines filled with hymns and hope. And somewhere in Tennessee, the woman whose voice turned our pain into something we could live with, took a breath and kept going. Tonight isn't about gossip. It's about a life that taught us how to survive with grace. It's about Dolly Parton and the question we're all whispering: can the voice that healed us find its own strength again? Let's roll back the tape. Dolly Parton came into the world on the 19th of January, 1946, in Sevier County, Tennessee. One room, no electricity, 12 kids, and love that worked overtime. Robert Lee Parton, her daddy, couldn't read or write, but his hands spoke sacrifice. Avie Lee Parton, her mama, stitched miracles out of scraps and sang the fear out of long nights. The mountains were rough teachers, winters that bit through quilts, summers that stung like river glass. And when the house got too quiet, the little girl with the big voice filled it with melody. She didn't sing to be famous. She sang to get through. Loss came early. A baby brother, Larry, lived only 4 days. No funeral, just a patch of earth and a new silence. That silence settled inside her, but it didn't win. It turned into songs. When kids laughed at the patchwork coat her mama sewed, she walked home with her chin high and later wrote the truth into Coat of Many Colors. That's the thing about Dolly. She takes the insult, spins it in her hands, and hands back a blessing. By 10, she was already turning heads. With her Uncle Bill, she chased radio towers and tiny studios, sleeping on couches and faith. Nashville wasn't gentle. The first deal tried to sand down the mountain in her voice. She sang the songs they picked. They didn't fit, so she kept writing at night on envelopes, on anything that would hold a lyric until her own sound. Outsang everyone else's idea of her. Put It Off Until Tomorrow cracked open the door. Hello, I'm Dolly walked through it. Then came the songs that glued themselves to our bones. Jolene, with that trembling honesty. I Will Always Love You. A goodbye sung with forgiveness that could stop a room. It wasn't about drama. It was liberation with manners. She said farewell to a partnership that no longer fit, and did it without burning down the past. Who does that? Dolly Parton does. The 70 seconds and 80 seconds were a storm she rode like a pro. Here You Come Again crossed from country to pop without asking permission. In 1980, she wrote 9 to 5 on a movie set, clicking her acrylic nails for rhythm and giving working folks a national anthem in the process. But the glitter had a bill. Endless tours, costumes like armor, cameras that never blinked above the roar, and she smiled. Off stage, she was exhausted. Endometriosis led to surgery, and with it, the dream of having children slipped away. That would flatten most people. She turned the ache outward and built the imagination library, instead millions of books in tiny hands who'd never meet her, but would feel her kindness anyway. Family is where her joy begins, and where some of her deepest cracks live. Floyd Parton, the brother who could finish her verses before she did, died in 2018. A niece, Tever Parton, gone too soon years earlier. Those aren't headlines to her, they're empty chairs. She did what she's always done. She carried the love forward, not loudly, just faithfully. And then there's Carl Dean. For nearly 6 decades, he was the quiet stillness behind the sequins. No spotlight, no fuss. He called her baby, not legend. When he passed in 2025, a house got too quiet and the mornings got longer. She told us later she let too many things go while caring for him. You could hear the tenderness in the way she said it. Love asks a lot. She gave it gladly. Which brings us to now. A postponed run of Las Vegas shows, a sister's late-night prayer. Rumors getting louder than truth until Dolly Parton looked into a camera and, with that half smile only she can get away with, basically said, "I ain't done yet." She's 79, a little tired, a little human, doing what the doctors tell her. And yes, still writing, still planning, still giving. The point isn't whether the lights are dimmed. The point is that the light is still on. Listen, y'all. If you grew up with her voice riding shotgun on long drives, you know this already. Dolly is more than a songbook. She's proof that you can come from not much and become the person other people lean on, that you can be sparkly and serious at the same time. That kindness isn't weakness, it's strategy. She built whole worlds out of compassion. Hospitals funded, homes rebuilt after wildfires, a library that slipped hope into mailboxes every month. And yet, the story that matters most is small and stubborn. It's a girl who learned, early, to breathe through pain and make something beautiful anyway. So, when Frida Parton asked for prayers, folks showed up by the thousands. Not because we're nosy, because we owe a little of our own survival to the way this woman sings. We remember the first time "I Will Always Love You" helped us say goodbye without hating anyone. We remember Jolene giving our heartbreak a voice that didn't beg it told the truth. We remember laughing at her jokes, then realizing halfway through that we'd just been fed wisdom disguised as punchlines. Now, what do we do with all of that? We do exactly what she taught us. We hold the worry without letting it eat us alive. We pray, if we pray. We speak life. We keep the faith that the same voice that stitched us up can sing itself strong again. And while we wait, not in fear, but in love, we remember that the measure of a legend isn't the number of spotlights. It's the people she made feel less alone. Here's the real takeaway. Dolly Parton turned poverty into poetry, grief into grace, and fame into a delivery system for good. She's not a statue. She's a human being, in a tender season. But her melody hasn't gone anywhere. It's in every book mailed to a child, every check sent quietly to someone in trouble, every chorus you belt off key in your kitchen at midnight. If her story proves anything, it's this. Some voices don't fade. They learn a new key and keep singing. If her songs ever held you together when life tried to pull you apart, leave a little light in the comments for Dolly Parton tonight. Tell me your favorite lyric and why it still hits. And hey, if you want more stories told with heart and zero fluff, tap subscribe, hit like, and share this with a friend who needs it. The show goes on, y'all, and so does she.